Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has arrived in Italy to attend the 50th edition of the G7 meeting. Now, this is his first visit to a foreign country after recently assuming office as the Prime Minister for the third consecutive term. The Prime Minister is attending the summit as an outreach country focusing on significant global issues impacting both the global south and the world at large. The Indian Prime Minister will engage in an action-packed day in Italy. Prime Minister Modi will hold bilateral talks on various issues with world leaders. He is scheduled to hold bilateral meeting with his Italian counterpart, marking the second meeting after Meloni's visit to India back in March last year. Now, US President Joe Biden and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi are also poised for a potential meeting during the G7 summit, as revealed by America's National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan. According to reports, when the two leaders meet, there is a possibility of them also discussing the foiled murder plot against Khalistani separatist and a dual US-Canadian national Gurpatwant Singh Pannu, which, according to America's National Security Advisor, is a continuing topic of dialogue between the United States and India, including at very senior levels. Not only that, Indian Prime Minister is scheduled to meet the French President Emmanuel Macron, British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida and German Chancellor Olaf Scholz. Moreover, the Prime Minister will participate in a summit session titled Artificial Intelligence, Energy, Africa, Mediterranean, which will be hosted by his Italian counterpart. Now, this session will also be joined by Pope Francis. To get us more details, we are now joined by our correspondent, Valentina Donato, who is joining us live from Puglia in Italy. Valentina, good to have you with us on the broadcast once again. Do tell us, what does PM Modi's engagement look like for the day? While we're trying to establish contact with Valentina, there seems to be a bit of a technical network issue there, but we'll get her for you in just a bit. Just to reiterate what's happening at the G7 meet, as of now, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has arrived in Italy, and he is there to attend the 50th edition of the G7 meeting. This is his first visit to a foreign country after recently assuming office as the Prime Minister of India for the third consecutive term. Now, he is attending the summit as an outreach country, and he is going to be focusing on significant global issues impacting both the global south and the world at large. Other than that, he's also scheduled to hold bilateral meetings with his Italian counterpart, Giorgia Meloni, and this is going to be marking their second meeting after Meloni's visit to India, which was back in March last year. Prime Minister Modi will also hold bilateral talks on various issues with other world leaders. For example, he will be meeting US President Joe Biden, and there is also a potential meeting during the G7 summit with him. And this has been revealed by America's National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan. In fact, according to reports, when the two leaders meet, there is a possibility of them also discussing the foiled murder plot against Khalistani separatist and dual US-Canadian national Gurpatwant Singh Pannu. Now, according to America's National Security Advisor, this is a continuing topic of dialogue between the United States and India, including at very senior levels. Also on the Indian Prime Minister's agenda is to meet the French President Emmanuel Macron, the British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida and German Chancellor Olaf Scholz. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.